disbelief. Aid agencies said the catastrophe had effectively wiped out the village's livestock, food gardens and sources of clean water. Now, sitting just south of the equator, the area is hit by frequent heavy rains. Meanwhile, no Malaysians have been reported to be involved or affected by the landslide incident. The Foreign Ministry, through the Malaysian High Commission in Port Moresby, said they are closely monitoring the landslide incident and actively coordinating efforts with local authorities to obtain further information. The Malaysian High Commission can be reached through the phone numbers and email address as shown on the screen. Welcome back. Tens of thousands of people took to the streets around Taiwan's parliament to demonstrate against contested parliamentary reforms, while lawmakers inside the parliament building traded insults, blows and theatrics over a series of bills to expand the legislature's power. The second mass rally outside Parliament came on the same day China, which claims Taiwan as its own territory, carried out on a second day of war games around the island. Now, Beijing has said the games were launched to punish Taiwan's new president, Lai Ching-te, who calls it a separatist. Now, Lai's Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, is trying to stop the opposition, who have a majority in Parliament, from pushing through measures to give lawmakers more oversight over the government. Now, the reforms will give lawmakers the power to ask the military, private companies or individuals to disclose information deemed relevant by parliamentarians. It is also set to criminalise, with prison terms, government officials deemed to commit contempt of Parliament, which the DPP says lacks a clear definition. Taiwan's main opposition party, the Kuomintang or KMT, which supports closer ties with China but denies being pro-Beijing, says it is trying to bring more accountability to government. In Spain, an outdated terrace structure and excess weight likely caused the collapse of the Medusa Beach Club in Spain's Palma de Mallorca, which killed 4 people. And 2 German tourists, a Spanish waitress and a Senegalese man were killed when a 2-story beachside restaurant building collapsed on Thursday. The accident came as Spain's Mediterranean Balearic Islands prepare for a summer tourism season expected to bring millions of visitors. Now, all the 16 reported injured were Dutch tourists. 8 were still in hospital on Friday and were all out of danger. A massive blaze ripped through a Rohingya refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, burning down at least 200 makeshift houses in a tightly packed complex and leaving thousands without shelters. According to the local fire service team, a few people were injured in the incident. Bangladesh is home to around 1 million Rohingya, many of whom fled a 2017 military crackdown on the mainly Muslim minority in neighbouring Myanmar that is now subject to a UN genocide probe. Pakistan's Jacobabad city, considered one of the hottest places on earth, grappled with a severe heat wave, with one regional meteorological centre forecasting temperatures to be between 48 to 50 degrees Celsius. The frequent power cuts added to the woes of Jacobabad's roughly 200,000 residents. Weather authorities have said that due to persisting heatwave conditions, daytime maximum temperatures are likely to remain 6 to 8 degrees Celsius above normal in various cities in Sindh province, which Jacobabad is located in. Now, authorities have advised people to stay indoors and avoid non-essential travel. Novak Djokovic stumbles in Geneva defeat. Now, former All-England champion Lee Zijia advanced to the 2024 Malaysia Masters semi-finals after 3 years, after beating Anders Antonsen of Denmark 21-15, 19-21, 21-11. Fresh from winning the Thailand Open title last week, the world number 10, Zijia, powered through an intense 84-minute battle against the 2024 Malaysia Open champion. It was only Zijia's third win against the world number 4, Anderson, in 8 encounters between them, with the first victory being in the 2020 Malaysia's Masters. Zijia, who is gunning for first title on home soil, will face Hong Kong's Angus Ng Ka Long. Meanwhile, one mixed doubles final slot will be Malaysian as Chen Tang-jie To Yi-wei will meet Goh Shun-huat and Siobhan Lai Jamie in the semi-finals today. In the quarterfinals clash yesterday, the tournament's top seeds, Tang-jie and Yi-wei easily disposing of compatriots Tan Kian-ming, Lai Pei-jing 21-19, 21-14. While Sun-hua Siobhan eliminated Indonesian pair Rehan Naufal Kusharjanto and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati 12-21, 21-17 and 21-17. In another clash, national men's pair Wan Arif Junaidi, Yap Roy King continued their winning momentum in the Malaysia Masters campaign. The pair powered into the semi-finals after dispatching 6th seeds Rasmus Kea Fredrik Sogard 21-18, 14-21, 21-18 to mark their best ever achievement yet on the World Tour. Malaysia's top women's doubles pair Pearly Tan and M. Tina hope to continue their positive streak when they face South Korea's Lee Yu Lim, Shin Seong Chan in semi-finals today. Now featured as the tournament's second seeds, last year's finalists needed just 31 minutes to defeat Australia's Setiana Mapasa and Angela Yu 21-16, 21-8. In sepak takraw, Malaysia advanced to the quarterfinals of the team event in style after defeating Japan 3-0 in the final match of Group C at the 2024 Sepak Takraw World Cup last night. Against Japan, the Malaysian team secured the first point through the trio of Amirul Zaswan Amir, Muhammad Haziq Hairul Nizam and Muhammad Nuraizat Muhammad Nordin, who defeated Iki Mito, Daishi Tamaki and Yota Ichikawa 15-13, 15-4. After emerging champions in the inter-regu event, Farhan Adam, Muhammad Shahir Muhammad Rosti and Muhammad Azlan Alias then dominated their opponents Ryota Haruhara, Wataru Narawa and Toshitaka Naito 15-5, 15-5 to secure the second point. Malaysia will face India, the runner-up of Group B, in the quarterfinals today in a bid to clinch the championship and achieve a hat-trick of victories after winning the double and team events by defeating Thailand last Wednesday. The positive momentum continued as the regu of Aidil Aiman Azwawi, Muhammad Zarif Marikan Ibrahim Marikan and Muhammad Shaharil Aiman Halim easily defeated the trio of Kento Nakamura, Masaki Sasamoto and Yuki Sato 15-5, 15-7. Meanwhile, in hockey, the national men's team advanced to the final of the 2024 Asia Cup after drawing 3-3 against Iran in Group C action at the Taldi Korgan Sports Complex in Kazakhstan last night. The result sees Malaysia finish second in Group C with 5 points, 2 points behind Iran, and securing a spot in the 2025 Indoor Hockey World Cup in Porek, Croatia next year. However, it was Iran who drew the first blood, scoring 2 successive goals through penalty corner strikes by Sharoki Mahdi in the 10th minute and Mirza Khani Amir Mahdi in the 16th minute. Malaysia then fought back with a goal from Abdul Khalik Hamirin in the 21st minute, but Sharoki once again scored in the 27th minute. However, goals from Muhammad Aminuddin Muhammad Zaid and Abdul Khalik in the 28th and 30th minutes leveled the score until the final whistle. Muhammad Rozanizam Madrazi squad will meet Iran again, this time in the final to be played at 5 p.m. today. In tennis news, world number 1 Novak Djokovic was beaten by Thomas Mahak 6-4, love 6-6-1 in the Geneva Open semi-finals as the Czech reached his first ATP Tour final. Mahaj was down 1-4 before eventually taking the opening set as Djokovic requested a medical timeout at the end of it. Now the Serb improved to fight back in the second set but faded again in the decider, allowing Mahaj earn his second top 10 win. Djokovic, who turned 37 on Wednesday, is yet to reach a final this season. Now he will start the defense of his French Open title against France's Pierre-Hugues Herbert in the first round on Sunday. Mahaj, who was facing a top 10 player on clay for the first time, became the first Czech to make the final in Geneva since Thomas Smith in 1987. He will play two-time champion Casper Ruud or Italian Flavio Cobolli for the title on Saturday. In cycling, Andrea Vendrame won Friday stage 19 of the Giro d'Italia, a 157 kilometers ride from Mortigliano to Zapata after breaking away from the leading group and going solo for the last 30 kilometers to give his team Decathlon AG2R a second stage win. As the weather got worse and rain started to fall, Vendrame took the brave decision to break away from the group on the descent, and the Italian put some distance between himself and the chasing pack. Pelayo Sanchez finished second, nearly a minute behind, while stage 17 winner George Steinhauser was third. The peloton crossed the line nearly 16 minutes after Vendrame. Tadej Pogačar of UAE Team Emirates continued to hold on to the Maglia Rosa jersey with a lead of 7 minutes and 42 seconds over Daniel Felipe Martinez, despite suffering a puncture. Geraint Thomas is third, and although he overtook the Maglia Rosa group, he crashed with about 6 kilometers to go and was forced to change his bike, with the group slowing down to allow the Welshman to rejoin. And barring any calamities, Pogačar can virtually seal victory today in a 184-kilometer mountain stage from Alpago to Bassano del Grappa before Sunday's final stage in Rome, which has traditionally been a procession. Let's take a look at football. Barcelona sacked coach Xavi Hernandez after the Catalan Giants failed to win a trophy this season, just weeks since he and club president Joan Laporta agreed he would stay in the post. Now, Xavi will take charge of the team's final La Liga match on Sunday at Sevilla before departing. In January, Xavi said he would leave at the end of the season, but after a run of strong form, in April, he and President Laporta agreed the coach would stay for the next campaign, with his contract expiring in June 2025. However, the situation quickly changed, with Spanish media reporting Laporta was angered by Xavi's comments, suggesting it was hard for the financially hamstring club to compete with Real Madrid and other elite European sides. Now, it has been a poor campaign for Barca after winning La Liga last season, but not able to successfully defend the title. They were knocked out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals by Paris Saint-Germain and were hammered by Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final and lost to Atletico Bilbao in the Copa del Rey. Former Bayern Munich and Germany coach Hansi Flick is heavily tipped to replace Xavi. The former Germany manager Flick has been linked to the Camp Nou in the last few days. He has not coached since Germany sacked him in 2023 after a poor run of results. The Flick, 59, was fired as Germany boss after a 4-1 friendly loss to Japan in September last year, following a dismal World Cup showing where the former champions exited at the group stage. But he had far more success as the club coach at Bayern Munich between 2019 and 2021, helping the Bundesliga giants win a treble, only the second in their history. It also includes an 8-2 thrashing of Barcelona in the Champions League quarterfinals. Meanwhile, over in England, Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag will be sacked following Saturday's FA Cup final against Manchester City, regardless of the result. The club has refused to comment on Ten Hag's fate. However, according to media reports, the Dutchman's fate has been sealed as co-owner Jim Ratcliffe is looking to appoint a new coach ahead of the 2024-2025 season. Manchester United finished the season in 8th place on 60 points, their worst performance in the Premier League era. Ten Hag's United won the League Cup in his first season in charge and also reached the FA Cup final where they lost to Manchester City. Now, Saturday's final is a repeat of last year's match, with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City aiming to complete the double after winning the 4th consecutive Premier League last weekend. Stylish canines showing off their outfits and a contest everyone would want to win. That and more in our Offbeat segment. Stylish canine shows off their outfits at the AKC Museum of the Dog in New York, wearing the 2024 Met Gala looks of celebrities like Bad Bunny, Gigi Hadid, and Shakira, recreated especially for them by fashion designer Anthony Rubio.
And in this world with so much turmoil, wars and boycotts, as you say, and problems out there, people need a little something to make them smile, to make them happy. And so here we are, putting a smile on everybody's face. We invite everybody to come over and enjoy our dogs. And it's a good thing. It's a feel-good thing.
This unique event aims to celebrate the convergence of high fashion and canine couture.
And he's just always been very, very well behaved, listens to my commands. And now that he's not hearing, we had to change to hand signals. So it can be a little bit more challenging now that he's getting older, but he just loves to work. He loves to work. He loves to please his human.
The Pet Gala include a staircase photo shoot and a runway show, as well as a seated dinner. It's the one contest everyone would like to win. Last Saturday, South Koreans shut their eyes and got comfortable for a sleeping contest aimed at raising awareness on the importance of rest in a nation that scores among the lowest sleep quality in the world. The Power Nap contest was held at the Han River Park in Seoul, where about 100 people, some dressed in sleepwear, gathered to get some competitive shut-eye for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Various distractions such as feather tickling, whispering, and mosquito noises were used to challenge the participants. Heart rate measurements were taken to determine the winner. The larger the deviation between the heart rate before and during the nap, the better the sleep quality.
지금 한국의 OECD 국가 중에 낮은 수면 시간을 기록하고 있다고 하는데 저희가 이렇게 이벤트를 만듦으로써 억지로 휴식을 취하고 그 효과를 느끼면서 사람들이 낮잠의 효과를 느끼지 않을까, 그리고 그 중요성을 느끼지 않을까라고 생각을 합니다.
For those who took part, they are hoping that this will bring more attention to the need for better sleep habits in South Korea.
저희 나라가 평소에 아무래도 좀 경쟁도 치열한 사회이기도 하고 수면에 대한 중요성이 좀 덜 중요시 되고 있는 것 같아요. 그래서 이런 대회를 통해서 그런 사회적 인식도 좀 개선되고 근무 시간도 좀 더 단축돼서 현대인들이 충분한 숙면을 취할 수 있게 되면 참 좋지 않을까 이런 생각이 듭니다.
According to South Korea's National Assembly, the country records the lowest average sleep duration among OECD nations, with citizens averaging just 7 hours and 41 minutes of sleep per night, significantly lower than the OECD average of 8 hours and 22 minutes. In southern Britain, silhouettes of 80 soldiers were etched on sand on a beach in the town of Broadstairs ahead of the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings. The installation in Broadstairs is very symbolic for how the soldiers left their shore in Kent to fight for freedom.
we're here today to install 80 Tommies on the sand to depict one for each year since the D-Day landings 80 years ago on the 6th of June this year, and really want to capture the moment when the sea comes in, washes them out to sea, to really commemorate all those guys and girls who left British shores sadly to never return.
6th of June will mark the 80th anniversary since the D-Day landings in Normandy in 1944, the largest amphibious invasion in military history. Britain's Royal Mint has launched a new 50-pence coin to commemorate 80 years since the World War II D-Day landings, as well as fallen Allied troops and veterans. Designed by David Lawrence with support from London's Imperial War Museums, the silver coin depicts Allied soldiers disembarking a landing craft onto the beaches of Normandy with offensive aircraft in the sky above. Around the image, the inscription on coin reads, D-Day, 6th of June 1944, Utah Omaha Gold Juno Sword, the code names given to the beaches where troops landed on D-Day. And that's it for this afternoon. Our top story, ICJ orders Israel to stop Rafah offensive. Do join us again at 8:30 p.m. tonight on Saluran Berita RTM for more. Till then, I'm Jessica Lee. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thank you for watching.